Hi everyone, welcome back. If you don't know me, I'm a professional makeup artist with over 5 years experience, and here on YouTube I'm creating all kinds of makeup related videos, and I love to spread knowledge, so I would love it if you join our community. Today I really wanted to show you how to create this peachy, glowy, summer inspired makeup. So if you would like to see how I went from this to this, please keep watching. To start with, I have already applied my skincare, and I will go in with my Skin Nova Primer by Vive, and I will do a pump and a half of that. Just all over to revive the skin and bring a little bit of glow and hydration. As you can see, I have some friends I need to cover today. That I did not ignore, and I paid quite a lot of attention to them, so stick around to see how I cover those because they're looking pretty angry if you ask me. Right, next step, I will go in with my Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Moisturizer, about a pea-sized amount, and just apply a light layer all over. Now with the tinted moisturizer, I do not mean to cover my spots. It's just purely to even out my skin tone, revive my skin a little bit, give it more uniformed look. Then I will go in with concealer, slightly fuller coverage concealer, and cover the spots. For this makeup look, I would recommend to wear your thinnest and most light coverage tinted moisturizer you have. It just looks much more natural, and you don't want to be wearing a full face of makeup when you're going to the beach or you're on a summer walk in the park or wherever you are in the summertime. You don't want to feel claustrophobic and like you have a lot of product on your face. You want something lightweight but make you feel good about yourself so you still look good. I'm really giving you a good before and after today in this video. Not looking too fresh. Hopefully by the end, you would have seen, but I'm hoping by the end I look a little bit better. Now I'm going to go in with my concealer and really target those specific areas. I'm going to be using my Bare Minerals Bare Pro Concealer. I will pick up the product from the concealer because I want to stamp that product onto the spot rather than apply it straight from the tube and then having to blend it out. That is not going to deliver the most amount of coverage. This way you stamp the product but you blend it at the same time, so you do half the amount of work you need to do and the coverage stays in place. So I will just do very slight dabbing motions, and then to make sure it is blended in the area, so I will tap the brush around the spot. So I'm diffusing the coverage around, but the coverage on top of the area we want concealed stays. And I'm being very, very gentle. Don't press too hard because that can also take off some of the coverage. And now let's cover this monster down here. I forgot to turn off the water tank filter, so hopefully you can't hear it too much. Obviously, if you have clear skin and you don't get quite as many spots as I do, you can totally skip that step. Next, I will go in with my Rare Beauty Concealer under the eye area. I won't apply too much, just enough to cover this darker purple area here and a little bit on the side to lift the under eye area. Right, and then I'll just go in and blend that. Make sure you're not spreading the coverage too far wide. Tap into the same spot a few times and then start moving around. And then make sure you get the inner corner right in here. And I'll try and avoid the spot area that we covered here, just so I don't remove any coverage. Before the concealer has set completely and before it has creased underneath the eye area, I'm just going to grab a small powder puff and set the under eye area with my under eye setting powder. Make sure to stamp it in and then take off any excess at the back of the hand, looking up. So you can see that creates a nice smooth area without applying too much texture. I will go in with my very battered and loved Bare Minerals Coral Cloud blush. It is very, very well loved. It's a lovely coral shade and it has that peachy, corally tinge to it. Just grabbing it on a brush, saturating it well enough. I'll be very careful around my spot just so I don't take off any coverage. If I do, I will show you how to fix that later. I think it will show up a little bit brighter on the screen, but in real life it's a very lovely and subtle color. A little bit on the nose. Whatever's left I will brush on the eyelid area because we want a monochromatic look. I think beachy and summery makeup is all about being monochromatic and effortless. If you feel like you've gone a little bit overboard with your blush and you want to tone it down, grab the brush that you used for your foundation or your tinted moisturizer and lightly go around the perimeter of where you've placed the blush just to tone it down and make sure it's marrying into the rest of your face. To bring that glowy texture back into the skin, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter and I'm just gonna place a few dots on the back of my hand. I tend to use this more as a highlighter than an underpainting technique like most people use it, or as a base. I just tend to use it in targeted areas on the skin. And I'll grab a fan brush and really saturate the fan brush into the product. I think I have enough blush on. I was umming and ahhing if I was going to apply a second layer of the Made by Mitchell Can't Cope with Coral blush, but I think for the moment I am good with the amount of blush I have on my face. I'm going to use the Weightless powder by Wayne Goss. Because it is summer glowy makeup, we want it to last all day and not be sliding all over the place, but still keep the targeted glow. So I like to go in with a little bit of setting powder as well at targeted areas where I know I will get oily or a little too shiny in an unflattering way. And make sure to powder down any of the spots that you've covered to make sure the coverage doesn't disappear throughout the day. Next, I'll go in with a little bit of my powder bronzer, which is in the shade Warmth by Bare Minerals, and I will apply it with a very big and fluffy brush at the perimeters of my face just to bring back a little bit of that sun-kissed warmth. And hold your brush right at the end so you're not applying too much pressure and you're not applying too much product at once and then struggling to blend it after. With a smaller fluffy brush, I will go in with the bronzer again and apply that in the crease of my eye. Buff it in kind of all over really, but start from the crease and then make sure it's blended in nicely. This will help to frame your eyes, but again, keep to the theme of colors and tones on the face. If you're doing this makeup quickly before you're about to go out and you only have like 10 to 15 minutes, you can definitely do this with the big brush and just brush over enough product on the eye area by either pinching the brush and doing this and then a little bit under the eyes, but you just want a tiny bit of color around the eye area as well, just to tie it all together so you don't make this area look like it's too bright. Next, I'll curl my lashes. I don't skip curling my lashes because they tend to droop down, and I like when my lashes lift my eye, stay lifted all day, and I can't achieve that solely just by using mascara. I always have to curl them. It makes quite a big difference to open your eyes and make them look a little bit more bright and awake. Have you been watching the Olympics? Really enjoyed it, and I've rooted for so many people and I've cried for so many people when they've won. It's been very emotional. Do you have a favorite sport that you're rooting for or watching? Let me know. I'm interested to see how many people are watching the Olympics. I'm obsessed with Tom Daley. The fact that he just finished knitting a whole jumper during the Paris Olympics, and he's already revealed what it looks like. It's incredible. He's so good at knitting and crochet.
I'm hoping one day I'll get to that level of crochet at least, if not knitting.
I think I'll apply a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter on my eyelids just to make them a little bit more bright. I feel like that's toned down the bronzer and just made them look a little bit nicer, in my opinion. Next, I'm going in with my mascara. That is not my mascara. That is my mascara. I've already smudged it again, which is great. I don't think I'm getting a fringe anytime soon. Don't think that life's for me. If you've been here before, you probably know about my favorite lip liner, which is the Bare Minerals Freestyle Lip Liner. And my current favorite lip gloss is the Essence Peach Please. So it's right on theme with the peachy, beachy vibes we're going for. Rub off any excess lip balm I might have on my lips. If you watched one of my previous videos, you will know what my next step is. I love setting my lip liner. If you want to learn a bit more about that lip tip, you can watch my wedding guest makeup video over here, or over here. I'm not sure on which side it will show up. I will go in with my gloss just to add a bit of high shine, make it more summertime. What I will do is just spritz a little bit of setting spray. This is the Stay All Night Micro Fine Setting Mist by e.l.f. I've really been enjoying this one. And then just to make sure I do not get shiny throughout the day, I will just dab a little bit more powder with my powder puff in the center of my face, or more so around my nose really, just a little bit here, a little bit here. On the upper lip, because we don't want a sweaty upper lip. And then a tiny little bit underneath my nose and on top. Just keeping that central shine down here. And there you go. So this is the finished peachy, beachy, summery makeup look. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you enjoyed it, thanks for sticking around, if you stuck around to the end. But yeah, thanks so much for joining me this week, and I'll see you next week. Bye!